Okay, now we talk about the pros and cons of using CBT. CBT, for those of you lot who have had mental health treatment, it's kind of the latest craze that they've got. I've just been doing some research online. It's cognitive behavioral therapy, right? So it does exactly what it says on the tin. Cognitive behavior, how you see things. Yeah. Now, it has its uses and it also has its cons. Yeah. Has its pros, has its cons. Me for one, I've been looking at it, and most of the techniques they use I've already been applying, and since I got discharged I must have already been applying, because my situation is kind of unique in terms of those people who have STPD. Not everyone has the combination that I have. So CBT has been helpful for me, because the pros are as follows. For example, if you have a tendency to be violent towards people, then that is a behavior that obviously needs to be changed. That's useful, but the con is that basically to assume that every behavior, every negative behavior, in terms of your cognitive abilities, every negative behavior needs to be altered is not right. It's not right. It's not really how it should be. Because I don't know, I think it's every person is like this anyway, but I'm African, so we as a people, we have personal jealousies, rivalries, even family. I've had family members telling me that they've done witchcraft on me to my face. Yeah. So the way that works, and they justified it. They had different reasons for justifying it. Yeah. People could do you witchcraft for honor reasons. They could say, oh, you're bringing dishonor to the family, and that's a reason to do witchcraft on you. Or we want you to be in this career and not that one, and that's a reason to do witchcraft on you. We don't want you doing this job because we feel humiliated. That's a reason to do witchcraft. So they have many reasons they have for wanting to do that to you. So when your cognitive behavior is to suspect things, yeah, this is not always a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing to look at an event and say, hold on a minute, this could be some form of witchcraft coming to me, because if you've been told to your face that this has been done to you, then that is a behavior, a cognitive behavior that you have to allow. I work around it. I know that it needs further investigations. It's about not changing the cognitive behavior, but learning, teaching people how to work around it, and teaching them that they will need to investigate things further before they react adversely. So if the behavior that needs to be adjusted is us reacting without further investigation, then I'm all for it. Yeah, I mean, but if the behavior to be adjusted is us being suspicious, then I'm against that, because I've been told to my face, and I know that these things happen. Yeah, I could describe scenarios now where you would have needed to be suspicious. Yeah, you would have needed to see things the wrong way. Yeah, if you're on the street and there's like 4 mans approaching you, yeah, and you're on your own and they're starting to have aggression on their face, you can't think, oh, maybe they just want to ask me the time, or ask me if they've lost directions. You've got to be suspicious. They ask, so you can't leave people defenseless. Yeah, if the behavior to be changed is us not investigating things further before we react, I'm all for that. But if the behavior to be changed is us suspecting things, then I'm dead set against that, because that's what kept me alive. Because when I got discharged from this condition, what was happening in my personal life was stuff that I needed to be suspicious of. Yeah, and I needed to I still didn't do any violence to anyone, but violence was coming my way if I did not suspect it. Yeah. So, but it's just consolidating that. So you need to be suspicious of some events, because these things do happen in life. Someone's woman can fall in love with you, and they can call the whole system to mess around with you. Yeah. You see? So these things do happen. Yeah. So you can't change that behavior of suspecting things. The only behavior that needs changing is for those who don't investigate what you suspect. That's the only thing. Yeah. They need to investigate further before they react violent and adversely towards people. So in terms of reacting, that's where I think it will be useful. Yeah. But in terms of your suspicions, I wouldn't advise you to change those in this world. There's some which you need to change. You need to suspect people. You need to suspect people, but it's what you do after your suspicions. Yeah, that's what the treatment is for. So why I was considering it is to try and improve the way I react after my suspicions, not to get rid of my suspicions, because I have reasons to be suspicious. Yeah, I grew up in a ghetto area already. Yeah, so there was reasons to be suspicious of people. Yeah, so you can't just walk around there like a plum. Yeah, so I've seen those reasons. Yeah, so I know suspicions. You got to be. You can't just say, oh, I'm not gonna be suspicious of anything. I don't even need to lock my door. Yeah, because that would just be me being suspicious. Yeah, why would I need to even lock my window? Once you can't have people being defenseless like that. You can't. So the way I got discharged, and it was my approach. Yeah, I was talking to a few advisors and counselors, but it was the way I approached it that got me discharged. It's just being pragmatic enough to say, right, there will be suspicious events, and there will be mistaken events. Yeah, it's just a matter of deciphering between the two. But you cannot say that me being suspicious of things is the problem. Yeah, because that's also defense, because we have peer rivalries. Yeah, and there's office politics and there's family politics, and you will need to be suspicious in some situations. You can't, then you be inept in terms of your social abilities and your political abilities. You'll be inept because socially you do have to suspect people. That's why people get car alarms, burglar deterrent, CCTV. That's why there's CCTV in this world. You need suspicion. So you can't just have everyone in the world working with suspicion and then you take it away from us. We'll be defenseless in this world. Yeah. So we have to be careful when we apply CBT to people with STPD. Yeah. There are people with other conditions who really need it. People who just react violent and think later. They really need CBT. Yeah. But for someone like me, with the combination I've got, it's not. It would be useful, yeah, if I was violent towards people, yeah, just to change the way I think that I need to be violent towards people. But because I'm not, I dealt with that very early on. From the onset, I dealt with that very early on. Because I'm not, and that doesn't mean that I won't get violent if I need to, yeah. So you see, yeah. But that treatment there, yeah, would have been useful. But I've managed to figure it out. But I'm still keeping an eye on CBT to see how it can be useful to people with STPD. Yeah. So there's your homework there. Research CBT, cognitive behavioral treatment. Yeah, or therapy. Yeah. And investigate that, and then leave your comments below. Let me know if it worked for you, if you think it's a good idea, and we can debate it within this scope. That's it.